A cashless society is coming, like it or not. Governments worldwide are preparing for a shift to digital cash, but is it a good thing or a bad thing? And now, with news everywhere of a national change shortage and fears of touching money elevated, this could be happening quicker than previously thought. As world citizens, we must all act now, or the outcome could be very bad for all of us. Privacy in transactions is important. Fascist and totalitarian governments want to turn the world into a big game of Big Brother. And let's just say this. Countries that give up the rights of citizens and place them into the hands of governments have not fared well in the history of the world. Find out why it's so important we don't suffer the same fate, and how we fight. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoyCrypto, the hardest working channel in crypto. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join both my Telegram groups to learn more about crypto or connect with me and the Bit Squad. All right, guys, today, let's get straight to it. The world may be in huge trouble as we speak. Due to the pandemic, there's actually a shortage of coins. Snopes, a fact-checking website, states this is because fewer coins are being produced by the US Mint. The other reason is because members of the public had not been able to visit the places where they typically deposit coins, like retail stores, and exchange them for larger cash denominations, thus removing those coins from circulation. This has caused retailers and supermarkets to issue limits on cash transactions and/or demanding exact change, and no, I'm not kidding. As the New York Post reports, Lowe's home improvement stores have posted signs urging shoppers to pay with exact change or use other forms of payment, as have convenience stores such as 7-Eleven, Pilot, and Circle K, as well as many more according to news reports and social media posts. Now, prior to the pandemic, there was already talk of releasing digital fiat currencies. Earlier this year, the Bank of International Settlements, or BIS, stated that a digital cashless society was now our inevitable future in a PDF from January. BIS compiled research of more than 50 central banks that were polled, entitled Impending Arrival, a sequel to the survey on central bank digital currency. Now, the poll there indicates that as many as 80% are engaging in some sort of work with developing digital fiat currencies, and 80% of banks I refer to, while 40% of banks have progressed from conceptual research to experiments or proofs of concepts, and another 10% have developed pilot projects. On June 30th, 2020, the U.S. Senate Banking Committee held a hearing on the future of the digital dollar, which means they are taking the digitalization of the U.S. currency seriously. Forbes reports some highlights from the hearing. Senator Tom Cotton, Republican from Arkansas, stated, "The U.S. needs a digital dollar. The U.S. dollar has to keep earning that place in the global payment system. It has to be better than Bitcoin. It has to be better than a digital yuan." Chairman Mike Crapo, Republican from Idaho, expressed concerns of regulator oversight for stablecoins. Charles Cascaria of Paxos testified advocating for stablecoins, stating that they address the antiquated plumbing of our financial system as well as financial inclusion. Blockchain-based stablecoins allow everyone access. Nikita Coutinho, visiting professor of law at Duke University, discussed the friction in the current payday cycle and the rising demand for costly advanced payment apps, which could be resolved with digital currencies. She said, in the absence of public policy addressing open access payments and real-time payments, low-income and moderate-income Americans will continue to have limited resources needed, whether by traditional fringe services like payday loans or some novel fringe service. Former CFTC chairman and head of the Digital Dollar Project, Chris Giancarlo, emphasized the social and national benefits, such as increased speed, lower costs, and issues of financial inclusion. Darwin said the most adaptable survive, and I think this is true when we transition to a new architecture. To adapt to it will help bring benefits to the society at large, and I definitely totally agree with him on that. Like it or not, the digital dollar is being pushed through the U.S. Congress. Since the U.S. sets trends for the rest of the world as a superpower, that means a cashless society is right around the corner for everyone. Cryptocurrency is being leveraged by big governments to introduce a digital version of fiat money, but is it a trick? China recently rolled out a test of its digital yuan, and this effort was tested by numerous restaurants and retail establishments, including popular Western restaurant chains like Starbucks, McDonald's, and Subway. Although China hasn't fully rolled out the system, the test run is taking place at least 4 cities in China: Shenzhen, Suzhou, Chengdu, and Jiang'an. According to China's central bank, which confirmed the test of its new digital yuan, officially called Digital Currency Electronic Payment, or DCEP, to the Wall Street Journal. This is huge insight into our future, and it might not be all glitz and glam. A cashless society could be extremely dangerous. All of a sudden, governments will know exactly what you are purchasing using their fiat cryptocurrency counterparts. It will all be tracked. One of the reasons is what is happening now in Sweden, who began to go cashless years ago. It included financial exclusion, with buses no longer accepting cash, and some other providers of basic and essential services. If you only have cash, you can't get it. Now, what happened to cash is king? More than half of the country's banks have stopped allowing customers to withdraw cash or pay in notes and coins over the counter, while shops and other merchants are permitted by law to refuse cash payments. It has led to unhappiness among hundreds of thousands of pensioners. A backlash got fully underway when both IKEA and the country's hospitals announced they were no longer accepting cash. The expectation is that Sweden will become completely cashless by early 2023. 2018 in Sweden, an estimated 4,000 people even went so far as to insert microchips under their skin to have a singular way of accessing their homes, office, gyms, and even train ticket payments. Scary stuff. Many other countries are following suit, starting a bigger trend of an exodus of physical cash to a cashless society. The voiceless elderly, poor and homeless that tend to be overlooked by policymakers will also be affected by a cashless society. Charity organizations warn that if we force our societies over the cashless cliff without a transition period, the most vulnerable members of our societies will be further excluded and isolated. A bank account and an operational smartphone may be given for the middle class, but it isn't for the poor and destitute. The pandemic is now forcing the issue, and nevertheless, it's the U.S.'s turn. Just recently, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib from Michigan and Pramila Jayapal from Washington introduced a new proposal to have the federal government issue $2,000 per month to citizens by minting a pair of $1 trillion coins. The piece of legislation is called the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, also known as the ABC Act. Now, this act states Congress proposes stimulus payments be distributed via prepaid U.S. debit cards managed by the U.S. Treasury, meaning that ultimately the Treasury and Fed will create a digital wallet, just like what we have in crypto. This concept originally appeared in a draft discussion of the CARES Act, although ultimately was eliminated in the third and final stimulus bill. This act seeks a resolution by 2021, so it's coming soon, for the Treasury to offer e-wallets in the form of digital dollar wallet accounts and the Federal Reserve to create Fed accounts of the digital currency. The ABC Act and attempts by U.S. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi to sneak the creation of a digital currency through the CARES Act aren't the only proposals. Another bill surfaced in the Senate called the Banking for All Act, sponsored by ranking member of the Senate Banking Committee, U.S. Sherrod Brown, a frequent cryptocurrency hater. Now, the BFAC discusses the definition for digital dollars as well as digital dollar wallets and provides the provisions for a pass-through digital dollar wallet with a mandate for all member banks to open and maintain digital dollar wallets used for transferring stimulus payments. While the bills appear to be different, they actually work together. Under the BFAC, everyone would be allowed to set up a digital dollar wallet that would be called a Fed account, which would be a free bank account that can be used to receive money, make payments, and take out cash. Fed accounts would be available at local banks and post offices and would have no account fees or minimum balance requirements. Account holders would receive debit cards, online account access, automatic bill pay, mobile banking, and ATM access at post offices for at least as long as we can take cash out while that's still a thing. It's not just U.S. proposed bills. Visa recently applied for a digital dollar blockchain patent, which appears to be laying the groundwork for central banks to mint a U.S.-based digital currency. And China isn't the only country to test a central bank digital currency, or a CBDC. A consortium of banks tested digital cash in 2016 in a Wall Street test run, which didn't get much fanfare. China is also not the only country developing a digital currency. The UK is developing one as well. Besides the UK, obviously the US, Russia, and India, to name a few countries, are also considering launching their own CBDC. In the words of Fortune magazine, digitalization of currency will perhaps be the most important factor in an economy's success, and China is winning the digital currency battle by a long shot, and if the US doesn't catch up soon, it's going to lose the war. And one of the more frightening prospects happening has to do with Bill Gates, GIVA, and Mastercard. In Western Africa, just recently there is news of the dangerous dark side of going cashless and into a digital economy, financial tyranny, and tracking. Mint Press reports that a new biometric identity platform called TrustStamp partnered with the Gates-funded GIVA Vaccine Alliance and Mastercard that will launch in West Africa and combine the current pandemic's vaccinations, cashless payments, and potential law enforcement applications. Sorry, I can't say the word or they'll demonetize me. The program, which was first launched in late 2018, will see TrustStamp's digital identity platform integrated into the GIVA Mastercard Wellness Pass, a digital vaccination record and identifying system that is also linked to Mastercard's click-to-pay system that powered by its AI and machine learning technology called New Data. Mastercard, in addition to professing its commitment to promoting centralized record keeping of childhood immunizations, also describes itself as a leader toward a world beyond cash, and its partnership with GIVA marks a novel approach toward linking a biometrical digital identity system, vaccination records, and a payment system into a single cohesive platform. This effort, since its launch nearly 2 years ago, has been funded via $3.8 million in GIVA donor funds, in addition to a match donation of the same amount by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Open your eyes. A lot of things that people have been calling conspiracy for years are bearing out to become true. Our worst nightmares are coming towards us. Accept this vaccination or you won't be able to pay. That is the implication of all of the above proven facts and data that I've given you. This is where we are heading. But back to the cashless society in general. Like it or not, US Congress and the financial sector are getting ready for a momentous push towards a digital cash era, an effort which is being accelerated due to the pandemic. As such, everyone worldwide should be prepared for what the future might hold and remain vigilant towards potential tyranny from governments able to view our every purchase as a fake post by Dave Ramsey warns, among other things. Although the post turned out to be a fraud, the overall message is a positive one. The time is now to fight back with protests against implementation of Orwellian technology used to push us into a cashless society. It's very scary stuff, guys. But now it's your turn. Are you scared about the world going cashless? How do you believe this could affect our rights and privacy? Make sure to drop your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe to become a member of the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.